Hey guys, Dre here. This is the one you've all been waiting for, really, hasn't it? The internet's Sebastian Vettel fan has to react to the news. Now, in case you haven't heard the news, this may shock you already, but Sebastian Vettel has announced, as of today, that he is leaving Red Bull at the end of the season. Christian Horner says he's going to Ferrari. I'm inclined to believe that. It's looking about 99% done. Sebastian Vettel is going to be a Ferrari driver for the next season, alongside most likely Kimi Räikkönen. It's looking like Alonso's on the way out to replace him. That's been a long-running rumour for a long time. Yeah. This is one that's going to send shockwaves through the sport, because you're looking at the four-time reigning champion and, the second biggest free agent in Formula One history, suddenly jumping ship to arguably the most prestigious team in Formula One. And there's always been talk that Sebastian would go to Ferrari one day. For those that don't know, there was a clause in Sebastian's contract that if he was not in the top 3 of the championship by September 30th, he could leave his Red Bull contract early. F1 drivers having break clauses in their contract is not a new thing. It's actually largely pretty common. No manager's call on this one. Remember, Vettel has no manager, so this was totally Seb's call. He does these things by himself. Props to the guy. That's a pretty bold thing to do, to not have a manager or anything like that going forward. But you will want to hear my take on this, I'm sure, because my phone's been lighting up like a Christmas tree since about 3 in the morning. So, you clearly want to hear what I have to say on this one. And I'm kind of in two minds. I've grown to be a big Red Bull fan. That's clear, and I will still continue to be a Red Bull fan, because Red Bull are a great team. They have a lot of likeable people. Christian Horner's a good guy. Adrian Newey is a legend, and I know he's moving on. Daniel Ricciardo is a great guy, and he's going to be an awesome team leader for Red Bull next year, I'm sure of it. And he's a very, very good driver, and he's been way better than I think anybody would have anticipated this season, and just incredibly likeable. He's a breath of fresh air to the top class. For those that don't know already, Daniel Kvyat's been confirmed to get promoted from Toro Rosso to Red Bull next year. So it'll be Kvyat and Ricciardo at Red Bull next year. John-Eric Verne, man, that dude is so unlucky. Missed out again. I mean, Jesus. You'd think Vettel leaving would have saved his career, but nope. Still probably going to get replaced at the end of the year. I'm hearing rumours it might be Carlos Sainz Jr. from Formula Renault 3.5 that makes the switch over. But yeah, I get to be a Ferrari fan again. Great. We've all got a Ferrari cap laying around our houses somewhere. If you're an F1 fan, trust me on this. But I'm in two minds. Red Bull is a great team, and it's not the best look for Sebastian to leave the team, because the cynical ones are going to go, oh, Ricciardo's having a really good year and Vettel's run away, and it's like, no, it's not like that. I mean, we've seen world champions jump teams in recent years. Fernando Alonso jumped from Renault to McLaren in 2007. Jenson Button jumped from Brawn GP to the Mercedes outfit, which it would have been. I don't think Mercedes would have ever gotten rid of Button if their team had been formed. Even if Schumacher had come out of retirement, I don't think they would have made Button leave unless he walked himself, and he went to McLaren in 2010. So it's not like we haven't seen this before, It's happened on multiple occasions. Hell, Kimi Räikkönen, he jumped ship from 2009, the moment the wheels came off Ferrari. It's not a new thing, this. And I've always, deep down in the back of my head, known that Sebastian was going to do Ferrari one day. I think one of his idols was Michael Schumacher. And if Ferrari ever came knocking with an offer big enough, I think he would have jumped ship. Because Ferrari is the sexy pick. It's the dream team. It's because, he wants to replicate Michael Schumacher's success. And, this is his Schumacher moment. Schumacher did the same thing. He won 2 world titles in a Benetton car that was ahead of its game in terms of traction control and whatnot and technology in 1996 and 97. And then he decided to try and make Ferrari a better team, and, you know, eventually, after a couple of years, it worked. I guess it's a similar deal to Sebastian, who won in what was, overall in that 4-year process, the strongest car. I mean, only 2 of those years he was really dominant, you know, 2011 and 2013. But 2010 and 2012, he didn't have it all his own way. But he won 4 titles. A lot of people still had question marks about how good he really was. Even to this day, people still have their question marks on Sebastian. I think that's always going to be there. This is his opportunity to prove a lot of people wrong. A lot of fans like Ferrari. A lot of fans, I think, were looking for an excuse to cheer Sebastian rather than boo him, and this might be the reason. Going to a really popular Ferrari team to lead the Tifosi again. You know, the German and Italian national anthems coming together again. I mean, that would be pretty sexy, I mean, to a lot of people. So, yeah, it's a gamble, of course, because Ferrari have not won a Constructors' title since 2008. And they've not shown their best in recent years. I know Pat Fry is still there, and he gets a lot of the flack, even though he still has a job, for Ferrari's lack of success in recent years. And I know a lot of people are cynical about this, saying that if Fernando Alonso couldn't win in a bad car, then why could Sebastian Vettel be able to do it? And, well, that's a valid reason. But at the same time, you've got to remember that, you know, you got to remember as well, Alonso is not Vettel. Vettel is his own guy, and, you know, if he brings over his own team, if they start changing the car around, it may work out better for all we know. We don't know that yet. I mean, this move could have repercussions up and down the field. I mean, it could be the end of Jenson Button because of the McLaren situation. It could be Alonso going back with Ron Dennis like he did in 2007. We all know how well that worked out last time around. You know, it looks like Alonso is very much heading to McLaren because Niki Lauda's come out literally in the last few minutes as I record this and said, no, Alonso's not coming to us. So that means it has to be McLaren. There's no other option on the table unless Alonso just takes a sabbatical year, which I don't see either, to be honest. So, yeah, this whole move is going to send shockwaves up and down the paddock. You know, we've already seen Kvyat get his seat. He said he's honoured to be given the opportunity. I mean, there's going to be a bit more of a buzz around Sochi in 2 weeks' time with the Russian Grand Prix, knowing that Kvyat's going to be in a headlining top car next year. I mean, in the space of 18 months, Kvyat's gone from GP3 to Red Bull Racing. How friggin' incredible is that? I mean, talk about a fast track to success. But yeah, overall, wow. What a shocker. And I'd just like to thank Sebastian for all the memories of Red Bull Racing. I mean, the man's had 45 pole positions, 38 career wins, and 4 world championships with his team. It's a truly phenomenal achievement. Sebastian, quite frankly, could retire tomorrow, and I think his place in the Hall of Fame would be confirmed for his success alone. And, you know, he's done an absolutely brilliant job with them, and I know that Red Bull are very grateful for what he's done, and they're all in awe of him, and I know they all have a lot of respect for him, and I'm sure it's vice versa. But as a Vettel fan, and I'm speaking to all Vettel fans out there, if you are truly a supporter of Seb, you will back him no matter what team he drives for, you will support him, and I urge you to do the same now, because Ferrari is a great team, and they may not be back at the top right now, but there's no reason why they can't come back. This sport works in mysterious ways, and anyone that knows Formula 1 knows that. So get behind Seb, and let's embrace this new chapter. Yeah? Of course, I'm sure you guys have got an opinion on this too, so feel free to weigh it in the comments below. I've been Harrison101. I hope you guys have enjoyed this interesting video, I suppose. And I'll catch you guys next time. Sayonara.